Oh, they made it so close. Had the opportunities to make the comeback complete, but the Sharks fall just short in the shootout. We'll talk about this one. We'll talk about Hockey Hall of Fame and how I'm quite jealous of Dana going to Toronto right now here on Teal Town After Dark. Good evening, everyone. It is no, it isn't. I see the orange from the Flyers. I think it was October. It's November 11th, 2024. The Sharks lose to the Flyers 4-3 in the shootout. Welcome to Teal Town After Dark, your live interactive Sharks post game. If you want to be part of the show, chat with us and fellow hockey fans all over the world and in Sharks territory on the YouTube page or the app. And if you want to find everything at tealtownusa.com, but if you want to support the show, hit us up at Venmo at TealTownUSA or a super chat donation if you're watching us live on the YouTube chat. With that, I say hello to Mrs. Dana Meyerson. What is up, my friend?
Hi. Not the worst game I've had to cover this season or ever. So I'll take it.
No, yeah, it didn't start out pretty at all.
No. God. And I was just like, Puckguy and I are going to have to come on and light
the torches and just
try to get through it. But thank God they didn't put us through it this time.
No, it wasn't too bad. This one, although it started very poorly, unfortunately, the Sharks on the second back-to-backs, beating the New Jersey Devils 1-0 on Sunday. Blackwood had the shutout there. Vanacek would get the start here. The Flyers lost to Florida, I think it was on Saturday, 4-3 in a shootout. So they're getting used to these shootout thingamabobs that they got going on here. And then all the young stars decided to come back in just for this game. Mitchkov, I think, sat out a couple for the Flyers. Will Smith back in the lineup. 5 wins, 12 points each for all this. I don't know why I'm turning into wacky inflatable flailing arm tube man here, but okay, we'll go with it.
That's my verbal stim, as they say. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. I like to practice saying it as fast as possible. Sometimes when I'm driving in the car, I don't know why I'm confessing this to 100 people on YouTube, but
it's the personality that we like.
I watched a lot of Family Guy in middle school. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get on to this game. 100 seconds in, Eric Johnson, spells his name the right way, gets on the board first for the Flyers, making it 1-0. And you're like, oh, guys, come on.
My reaction was, he's still playing? I genuinely thought he retired. It was one of those Mandela effect moments where I was like, wait, I thought I remembered him retiring. Must have been thinking of someone else.
The 2006 draft, I think he was selected first overall by the St. Louis Blues, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And won a cup with the Colorado Avalanche. So lucky, good for him, but not good for the Sharks. It would be 1-0. And then just a few seconds later, Giovanni Smith is like, well, I take exception to that, and wants to drop the gloves. I get it, the momentum changer there, but
there's just something in the air in Philly makes people spicy, just wanna, I don't know, maybe Gritty's dandruff gets into people's I don't know. And they just got that dog in them.
He needs to yeah, he needs some good, nice shampoo. I'll put that Selsun Blue. I don't know. Yeah. So didn't look great. And Johnson, 2/3 of a Gordie Howe hat trick in there. You had but the Sharks had their chances in this one. Mm-hmm. They had the Hella dudes. Love you, Shalina. Early on, and then the Sharks kind of got into some penalty troubles, but it would be the Granlund holding the stick call that leads to Konechny getting getting his goal, his 8th of the season, and you're thinking 2-0. Granted, the Sharks had even, I think Philly just outshot them by 1 shot after the first, so wasn't horrible.
It was kind of, other than the fight, kind of a boring first season. Or
first season.
What season are we on? Like
34,
35th?
my dear. Yeah, 34.
34. Okay. Yeah, no, sorry. Kind of boring first period for me.
Yeah, it didn't get any better in the second at first. Mitchkov would take advantage of a Will Smith turnover after the 2 Flyers put on pressure on him.
And hey, like, good for him. I've kind of been, I wasn't, one of those people, one of the fans of teams in kind of the, like in his draft, 2 years ago? I was not one of those fans in teams picking before Philly who were like, oh, you gotta get Mitchkov, because it's like the whole, there was uncertainty about like Russia and like when could he even come over, and then they sort of like held him hostage in the KHL. No, just because of all that stuff, I've definitely kind of been like on the sidelines, like rooting for the guy. So I mean, hey, I it sucks that he scored against our team, but I hope that he has a bright future in the league.
Yeah, I think it's his first 5-on-5 goal. He's kind of become a power play specialist for the Flyers, but he takes advantage of the defense kind of snoring a little bit, and Vanacek lets him go 5-hole on him. So 5 minutes in, you're looking at like 3-0. Like, oh Lordy, don't let this be an ugly one. Don't let this be an ugly one. And then a fight happened between Goodrow and Sealer. And Dana, it just something clicked with this team.
Well, my initial reaction was like, what are you doing? Like, this is just, I mean, it didn't maybe seem like the right thing in the moment, but I guess it got the guys going. So
my mic is playing games, which is terrific on this show. Any crap whatsoever here. I think I'm good here. Cool. Sorry about that. But yeah, the fight just started getting, crazy. Goodrow, Sealer, was a good, decent bout, but it ignited the Sharks. You had Jack Thompson get his second one. I loved him going.
Yes, you know what? I only just realized he was on the Syracuse Crunch last year. I don't know how that never clicked for me, that he came over from Tampa in the Duclair trade. But yeah, so I've seen him play, I think.
Yes, yeah. I mean, did he stand out for you at the time with Syracuse? That's a no. Okay.
I mean, I don't really like follow individual players on Syracuse. It's more just like, because I don't really follow like the Tampa organization. Right. But I just go to the games and have fun, and laugh at the local business mascots, because there's the Syracuse Crunch mascot. I forget what he's, I think like the Crunch Man or something. But then there's like a turtle, and a like businesses have their own mascots who show up and they all interact. That's another part of the for me.
Gotta love AHL hockey.
Yes, seriously, guys. Go. I've never been to a Barracuda game. I'd love to, but wherever you are out there, support your local AHL team or other local hockey.
Yeah, no, completely agree. We're gonna have to get to a Barracuda game soon. Okay. Anyways, so 3-1. Eklund Granlund with the assist there, and then with a minute and a half left in the period, Granlund with the sweet snipe, Eklund doing his magic again, and then you're like, okay, we're at least giving ourselves a chance.
We're cooking. And I feel like, you know what, last season I would have been more of a skeptic, but I was like, hey, like, I don't know, they played differently with Celebrini in the lineup. I don't know if he was on the score sheet today, but like I feel like the young guys really like inject energy into everyone else, and that's been a big difference between like this season and last season and the season before that.
Right. And nice to see Granlund doing his thing. He's been the consistent plug.
Absolutely.
For the Sharks. As I saw one person on Twitter say, he'll make a killing for us at the trade deadline. And it's like,
that's a compliment if you're
yes.
Like on it. I know, but you want to hold on to people, but I mean we've done so well with trades, I think, like since for the most part in the last few years. GMMG has been he's been cooking. So, if Granlund has to go, but yeah, I guess sure, I'd love to keep him.
Yeah. No, it's up in the air. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's tough, and I'm seeing the talk about Will Smith in the chat. Played on the wing tonight.
Is it a day of the week that ends in a Y? If so, people are saying send Will Smith down.
Yeah, and there's a lot in here, and I'll kind of go through this before we recap the third period. Steve Rector will gladly take a point out of that. Played like crap for most part, but found a way to get something out of it. Good comeback game in a game where they otherwise played bad. They're horrible in shootouts.
I know. Before we came on live, I was saying to Puckguy, like, I think the only other shootout the Sharks have had this year, I was also on that After Dark. And it's like, I would rather they just lose in overtime. Like, I get it. You get the, regulation overtime wins, but like you guys really think whether or not the Sharks make the playoffs is going to be down to if they have more row wins than the next team or whatever. Like, I'd honestly rather they just lose because the shootouts are so boring.
It can be tough.
But I know they're not like.
I mean, would you rather have ties or have something?
No, I just mean with this specific Sharks team right now.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I should have been more clear.
My bad.
No, and you know what? I know a lot of the, the young guys who are being given the opportunity in the shootout, as they should, frankly. I know they'll get better at it, and it is what it is. It's just sort of like a little like fizzle, doesn't it's just a weird ending to a game. It doesn't feel, complete.
Right now. My shizzle.
But if they won shootouts, I'd be their biggest fan.
Of course, because that would be great. That would be wonderful. Jesse L saying about Vitek Vanacek in the shootout. Shootouts are weird, but Vitek misread that last one so bad. Glove went low. Yeah, it was a tough one there. The third period, I mean, they still got dominated, and I still don't know how Barclay Goodrow was able to get a one-timer off with the defender on him to tie this game up at 3-3. But, Barclay Goodrow. Yes.
Local hero. I remember on opening night, like the cheers for him just so disproportionate. Like, and it kind of makes, I hope he's having a good time in San Jose now. I know maybe he wasn't the happiest initially about being claimed and brought back over here. But like, if any city will ride or die for this guy, it's us.
It's us. We'll never forget him in that certain goal.
Did somebody say Game 7?
Damn it.
See, I can be your soundboard now.
Oh, well, now I got to do it. Jeez.
Did somebody say Game 7?
Oh, there you go. She's happy now. All right. Reset the counter, gang. But the end of regulation, and I kind of noticed this a little bit throughout the game. Michkov and Celebrini kind of like going back and forth. I saw Celebrini was throwing some checks. Michkov was coming back, and then Michkov decided, and then a penalty gets called at the end of regulation, and I was like, oh, come on, guys, just finish it here in overtime. It'd be great.
And they played well. They really did. Like, and maybe that's why I was extra bummed when it all fizzled out in the shootout, because like they had really good chances in overtime. I'm so tired, guys. they had good chances. I wish they played that way all game, but it's 5-on-5 in regular time.
And again, I wonder conditioning wise, because they seem gas, especially in the shootout. I don't know what it could be, but
I feel like Philly made like some, mistakes they almost capitalized on in OT. So, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's that season. Everyone's getting a little brain foggy.
Yeah, the holiday time, of course, and they're still looking at still have a long way to go. I mean, the kids play maybe max 40 college games or 60 games in juniors, and the progress that they are having with it, and it did come get called out morning skate about if does Celebrini have a conditioning setup like Will Smith does, and Warsofsky was a little that's basically saying that's me to know and you to figure out, sort of say. And I know that there was it's a tough one, because it's like the spotlight is so big on Celebrini. You expect that. Then you come to Philly and Michkov, like you said earlier, if it weren't for all the battles and everything going on with Russia, I mean, I'm sure I doubt he would have gone. He wouldn't have been for the Sharks at 4. I mean, with Anaheim, but he also decided he didn't want to go anywhere except for maybe Philly. So it's tough. Will's got to figure out this stuff really quick. I hate to call it out, but Falcon Strike 21, I kind of noticed that a little bit too. Is it fair to say that Will Smith has a low motor? And I saw that, there were times where he wasn't striding to get to the puck. He was kind of stretching. Celebrini did that too, but definitely Celebrini was trying to make some more efforts on scoring chances as well.
Sorry, can you clarify what you mean by low motor? Just like low energy?
Just low energy, or skating like a couple of get those powerful skating strides going and then just glide into it.
He needs to get those hurdle legs.
Yeah, and that only comes with experience.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say Patty had that too a little bit, but there was a time where you learn those things. Those are teachable moments, and you need to make sure you get into that big time. So so we went to the shootout. Philly would score twice. Sharks would not get a puck on net, unfortunately. Flyers went 4-3 in that one. Landy, it's about time he got back to the States. My God. Hell all game. The power play was not great. Also, Smith, Mac, and Zetz and Eki on PP1. Okay, I could try that for sure. It's just, let's see, what else do we have? Felix Chow, you are my idol. Wow. Okay, Felix, people love you.
Yes.
Appreciate you, bud, tonight with everything. Kind of behind the scenes thing. I was still at work with this game, starting, sneakishly watching it on my computer. Thankfully, my boss is okay with it. They know me. So, but thank you very much. Pasta Pirate, Will Smith is only 19. No need to panic. Might take a season or two to get things clicking. Hopefully the young players improve as they gain experience from mistakes. You kind of saw that with Eklund. He got that first 9 in, then they sent him back to Europe. Then he came back to the CUDA his second year and regressively got better. Now look at him. It's going to take time, gang. We're not going to get, we're not looking at playoffs this year. If we are, it's
What am I doing here? Why did you bring me on? You lied to me.
So how about the no? Okay, all right. Sorry. No, we're having fun. Dave also mentioning, can we talk about Ferraro's absurdly bad play that has cost the team multiple goals their last couple of games?
I don't know if it's cost the team. It hasn't been good, but the Sharks team is not good enough for one player to be able to sabotage all of it.
Right.
he has not been up to the standard that we would hope.
We can only hope. It's going to get better. It's going to get better.
We're only 2 points back from a wild card. All right, guys, get it out of your system now while everyone has like.
Are we actually saying
how many points people have?
Steve, we're only 2 backs from. Not that I expect play out, but it's nice to say that in mid-November. No, you're absolutely right, Steve. I mean, you gotta give credit for that. You know, they have been playing well. There have been lapses. There have been lapses with this team, but they can be better. They can be better, and that's the thing that we aren't getting completely destroyed. Yes, there was that moment, that Winnipeg game.
What?
That Winnipeg. The Winnipeg game.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not familiar.
Gotcha. I'm glad you tuned it out. Felix wondering, how much caffeine did Dana have before coming on tonight?
A lot this morning. Yeah, I woke up early to evaluate a kid at the speech and hearing clinic I work at, and they no-showed, so I just kind of sat and went on my phone for 3 hours. So
yeah,
that's
been her day, and then she got to see this start of a hockey game. At least it made it interesting, where she got, like it was a triple shot of we'll go with peppermint mocha.
Yeah, sure.
Well, God, why not?
I don't know. I'm a religious Celsius drinker.
Oh, okay. So she chugged down her Celsius.
Yes, but you know what? I will say, if we're kind of talking about how this season's playing out, I appreciate that. Even when games aren't going well, I don't see the kind of like emotional resignation on the faces of not too many of the players, but like the young guys, and it's maybe it's just by nature of, they haven't been through this year after year after year, but that's nice to see, because maybe you don't see it as much if you're in there in person, because you're not seeing on the TV, close-ups of their facial expression and stuff. But it was one of my top pet peeves when, a game wouldn't be going well, and it was everyone just showing it, the game's still going. Just try and focus on finishing off the game as strong as possible. And I feel like this team is embodying that a lot more, even in the. Okay, maybe not all the game, maybe not the Winnipeg game, but with this game, I feel like it could have gotten away from them. They could have gotten all frustrated about it, but and they still looked like they were having fun.
Yeah.
Especially in overtime, that was actually really entertaining.
Yeah, the thing is that they didn't quit. We saw last year, where it just was down and out and everything.
Painful to watch, guys. Right. I would say I didn't watch more Sharks games last season than I did.
And I don't blame you on that, because it was so painful to watch. What do they have, 3, 4, 9 game plus losing streaks? I mean, it was just torture out there. This team
and I don't feel I was any less of a fan. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm never gonna not bleed Teal, but
yeah. Steve saying last year this game ends 7-2.
Yeah,
you're right. Absolutely, maybe 7-1 at this point. Lil Chagrin has played pretty well for us.
Speaking of which,
he had that one mistake.
Last name?
So Dangle and company, and when he was in Toronto, it was Liljegren. Now it's Lil Chagrin.
Okay.
So that L and J kind of get merged a little bit.
I mean, yeah, if someone can, pinpoint that he himself said to change the pronunciation of his name, I'll do it. But I'm longtime Dangle listener, so I'm very used to hearing Liljegren.
Right.
So it was a little bit of a shock when, suddenly Randy Hahn, Liljegren, and I'm
Where did that J come
Usually
from?
you're good about this, Randy. So, okay. If it came from him directly,
Yeah.
Who am I to say? But
Yes.
just wanted to clear that up. But yes, he played well for us.
Yes. Tiger, Lil Jugrin is the Santa. Oh, come on now, Tiger. That's not very good to see in the chat, though. Kat, I'm not upset. This team would have folded and lost by 6 or more last year. Culture's already getting better,
I would agree.
Yes. Tyler Myers, aren't you supposed to be playing for the Canucks right now? Yeah. I always thought it was Lil Jugrin. Yeah. So we
anyone here speaks Swedish?
Yes.
He's Swedish, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. California Cruising, can we talk about the hockey guy not putting Randy Hahn in his top 16? We could be here all day for that. How dare he?
Who was in it? I haven't seen the video yet.
It's there is a number of ones where
is Utah in there?
Thankfully, no. But I mean, it's like really waiting for Randy Hahn. I was like, wow, here's putting Randy Hahn high up. What do you mean Randy's not a? What the hell? What the hell? Yeah. But anyways, so that's it for that. The Sharks lose 4-3 in that one. Big night tonight. The Hockey Hall of Fame is inducting players. We'll give a congrats to Jeremy Roenick as a former Shark. Had his special Game 7 moment. Oh, crap. I said it again. Shit.
Did somebody say?
Somebody say Game 7.
He had that one crazy game in, I think it was 2008 against the Flames. Yeah, where he went off. And then he became a big mouth and maybe that cost him some time getting into the Hall early. So, but
well, they don't call it the Hall of always polite and says the right thing. So
you're not wrong there. You're not wrong there.
There are worse people in the Hall of Fame, I'm sure. Speaking of Hall of Fame,
what a segue! Thank you.
There are also lots of great people in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, so I went to Toronto for the first time 2 weekends ago, and I went to the Hockey Hall of Fame, and me being me, took all day to get ready and only had like an hour and a half, but we made it work. And I played like a VR type game to like try and like score against an NHL goalie. And there were like 4 options for who you could pick. So I picked LA, and I scored 0 goals, but I had a lot of fun. And I got to pose with the cup. Yeah, overall, good time.
Is that the first time you posed with the cup or no?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, I'd never been to Canada. I'd never been to, yeah.
Oh,
but yeah, Toronto was so much fun. I can't wait to go back.
Oh. I mean, was the coffee good there? I'm just saying. I'm like, yeah, coffee was good there. Did it smell nice? I mean, it is downtown Toronto, but one day I'll be up there, Canada. One day. I can only hope. So
everyone, send a donation in the super chat to fundraise for Puck Guys plane tickets across the border.
That would be fun. That would be fun. I will say this though, this time next year, I think it's a lock that Joe Thornton gets in. Maybe Patty does as well, and then that gives you twice the many reasons to go to Toronto. So, just saying, just putting it out there. So, Jimmy Chomps Teal, will Fanatics let the Sharks create a new anniversary jersey next year, or will we just get patches? So, the first things first is that, well, everybody that did a jersey or had the jersey pattern already made before the Fanatics takeover with Adidas, with the exception of Boston, of course, they were able to bring out their third jersey. So that's why you saw Tampa, the Sharks, and the Rangers get their third jerseys out late in the year, and they brought them over this year. That's uncertain. I haven't heard anything for sure yet. It wouldn't be surprised if they did the heritage jersey once again. I'm like with some people who have mentioned it. I would like to have a white version of it, or do a mashup. I like show your shoulders a little bit, Dana, with the jersey that has. I would love for like a mashup of that with like maybe like the shark style striping, like they have on here right now. Kind of be fun to just kind of be a mashup for a 35th, just to do something different. But I digress. But you had fun in Canada.
I did.
I'll continue to be low key jealous. Okay, maybe not low key, but okay. Anyways, sorry. Am I missing anything? Oh, what we should mention? That Matt Benning and Capo Kakinen are on waivers tonight.
I saw someone tweet, and on cue, everyone always tweets this: Sharks have the opportunity to do the funniest thing possible.
Yes. I think it was that Hockey Jerk that said that tonight? But I mean,
oh, you know what? I think it might have been.
Yeah, I mean
I'm the queen of like, I'll be like, someone tweeted this, and then someone will be like, yeah, it was this person who we both know. And I'm like,
You're good. But that would be funny. I don't know if we necessarily need Benning, or for that matter, Kakinen, unless.
Yeah,
no. Oh, okay.
Save room.
Yes, of course, as Felix mentions, and supposedly the Avs have checked in on Mackenzie Blackwood. So, I mean, if you move Mackenzie Blackwood, you're going to need a goaltender.
Yeah.
Whether it's him going to the CUDA or whatever. So we shall see on that. So that's the latest for that right now. I guess we will call this a night and let us get some rest after a hard-fought shootout loss. So in case you missed anything or you want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or your favorite podcatcher, whether it's Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, Music, YouTube itself. Of course, hit that subscribe button, like our video, and hit that notification bell on the way out the door. And if you're watching us on the replay, please leave a comment on what you thought of the game tonight. You can also find us everywhere wherever you get your podcasts, and always available at tealtownusa.com. So with that, I will wrap things up with you, Dana. Your final thoughts before we depart? Besides,
be careful of Gritty's dandruff if you ever visit Philly.
What's this about chicken tenders? Are there some off?
Oh no, just when someone said the Avs are looking at every tender, and I know what Tyler, I know what you mean, but then I just couldn't help but picture like, what's their mascot, like Bernie?
Yeah, the Bernie.
Yeah, looking at a bunch of chicken tenders and going like, I'm looking at all of them.
Gotcha. Go-to sauce?
Ooh, I love the zesty sauce from Burger King. That's a very specific choice. I like Buffalo Ranch. Ketchup is fine. Regular ranch is fine. I don't know.
The spicy ranch seems like the go-to one.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. Felix with one comment. Thank you. Smith moving to doing. It's obviously different jobs, but besides that, you got to know how to play each position, be ready for it. Okay. All right. We'll see how it happens. We will be back with you Thursday following Sharks and Rangers. That's again is a 4:00 start. We'll be on after that. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Jimmy wants to get some of that Teal Town merch going. We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch with that. So for myself and Dana, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you following Sharks and Rangers on Thursday night. Keep it real. Keep it teal. Keep it real, Teal. Like that hamburger bun I had last night. Oh, God, so good. Good night, everyone.